And
All right. So this is our, I don't know, five of six, I think we're gonna do of Good Society. Um, our Graham will be in later on.
Yeah.
He's recovering from a long night in the in the lounge. And we have someone new. Um, Colonel is gone.
Colonel dead.
Who's here in place of the Colonel?
Now we have Keir Rothwell.
I will say, as somebody rewatching season one of Severance, seeing the name Kier repeatedly, really
Fair.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
That's probably where I got it from. It's in my subconscious.
Praise Gear.
Praise Keir, yes. He is a hedonist of humble origins, desires to come into substantial wealth while ensuring that my reputation stays absolutely impeccable. It's going to be very difficult considering that as far as the public knows, Keir and Marzi became friends during a season in London 3 years ago, but privately, Keir and Marzi have been secretly engaged for years, despite the disappointment of one of their families, I'm sure Marzi's. While I wish to go ahead, Marzi has become reluctant, and Marzi is higher in social status and wealthier than me. Yes, all true.
It goes without saying. Cool. So we are in the back at the top of the cycle of play.
I've also, you added a new connection for Kier, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was supposed to. I'm trying to remember what I did. I added one, and then I was supposed to also. I also made an already established connection have a connection with Kier as well, which
Isabel in there. Jonathan.
Let's see. I did up to see where's that?
Oh, there's Humphrey. Humphrey and James. Is that it?
I added Humphrey myself.
Got it.
In a moment.
So yeah, James is Kier's uncle, the Viscount.
Oh, Anastasia was briefly engaged to Kier. Sorry, go on.
Oh yes, there. Yeah, I knew I had put it in there. That was the other one. Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was trying to remember where else. Where did I see? Trying to remember where I saw something about Kier. I remember there's some like, oh, there it is. His reputation tag. He is open and stupid.
The best.
Oh, good.
Best possibility. Well, great. We're at the top of the cycle. So
if I can interrupt one more time, I've set up a new desire for Marzi since her last one got satisfied and exhausted. I've just said that that she is going to try to orchestrate at least one marriage between people of her choosing.
Nice. Taking over the Colonel's thing that he did.
Got to.
And I've added a connection. Humphrey Denny, Marzi's eccentric uncle. I think Marzi is a defenseless child who must be protected from the dangers of both this world and the next. And the description for Humphrey is shocked, all caps, that his extended relations considered him too eccentric to care for Miss Denny in her time of greatest need. But this has given Humphrey more time for his true passion, the pursuit and investigation of phantasms from the realms of death and fairy that do indeed walk among us. Give him a moment and he'll set up his detection devices.
Amazing. All right.
Yes, and I had I assigned Peter to James, my connection, since Peter was down a connection.
Yeah,
Hilda died. It looks like Mark is Humphrey.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that totally fits. That's 100%. Anything else before we move forward?
That is it. Thank you for your patience.
So we are starting our third and final cycle of play. We're back in a novel phase. So we'll do novel, reputation, rumor and scandal, and epistolary, probably. And yeah, so we will figure out what we're going to do for our novel phase. There are events. I think an event might be fun.
Hmm.
We got a list of events. We did a garden party. We did funerals. We did our ghost hunting already. So
We tried. I don't know if we had the real professional flair for it.
kind of did a picnic. What do y'all feel?
Are there some options of events listed
Yeah, let me copy.
in the perfectly organized
See,
materials?
Paste it in chat.
Oh, thank you.
But it says the possibilities for event chapters are almost limitless. So
And by that they mean 20 things. Got it.
night market on a space station. Skip forward 300 years.
Pew. Oh, the deathbed. So is the colonel dead now, or?
yes, the colonel
Died of a
died
broken heart.
suddenly.
Oh, okay. Well, we
Was
probably need a
found
funeral
leaned over
for-
his desk.
That's right, the letter.
And do we know who killed him?
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. Then it suddenly turns into
My assumption was
country
natural
house
causes.
mystery.
I mean, we
Wasn't-
know who killed him.
Right. Marzi's lack of unrequited,
Oh no.
not requiting his secret love that he wouldn't even admit to himself.
Sale of the family manor. Let's see. Colonel Grant that's the same family that, or no, Colonel, what was the colonel's last name?
Philip Woodhouse.
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 Oh,
From
yes.
Barton Cottage, not college.
Oh, I should probably pick a new relationship as well, since mine is dead.
Oh, is that Clement?
Yeah.
Former friends with Colonel Woodhouse. Well, you're still former friends with him.
I still am former friends with him. That's absolutely true. Let's see.
Just even former.
Former. And actually, my desire is probably stale as well, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I should pick a new one of those.
Oh, yeah, you could not be forgiven by him before he
No.
passed on.
And it will haunt you forever.
Though Humphrey may have something to say about it.
I don't have an elder sibling.
Yeah,
Well,
it's weird to look through all the desires and be like, well, now that I'm into the plot,
Yeah.
most of these don't apply. Thank you,
By the
though.
way, I believe your stream says you're streaming Starfolk again.
No, it does. Secret ad. I'll fix it in post.
Regency Starfolk.
Regency Folk.
I think a large
Austin
income.
Folk. Austin Folk might be fun.
Austin Folk.
I don't have hidden wealth. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of desires and stuff that do not apply at all.
So now his goal is to unravel the murder of Colonel Woodhouse.
It would actually be kind of funny if there was somebody like, there is no murder, but someone's determined to unravel the murder. I'll get to the bottom of it. We've got to the bottom. He had a heart attack. So it seems.
And what causes heart attacks?
Poison.
What flower could have caused a heart attack? He was old and heartbroken.
Do we already have the selfish? No, we don't. Selfishness must always be forgiven, because there's no hope for a cure. Ooh. Did I already do that? That was what was right. These don't feel like they match up, the fronts and the backs. Three.
Yeah, it's another kind of weird thing about the game. I mean, strictly mechanic wise, there were 5 possible characters, 5 possible desires for our playset.
Yeah.
So I took the 5th character and desire that had not yet been used
Oh, right.
for my new character.
and I took the one that you had let go of
We don't have feuding families. That's
yet.
yet. Let's go with this one then. What is so I have like a lot of the like outward desires are the same, but then the things on the back are
Oh,
for each one. Interesting. Okay. Um,
I guess we could do another
break
one.
up the relationship between the object of your affection and their paramour.
Oh
Boom.
no.
And then I guess I'll get a relationship with Kier, I think.
Praise Kier.
What might that be? Is Kier a mentor to me?
That you may benefit from this wisdom.
I expect someone to sing a song about Kier.
Do a little interpretive dance.
I have not gotten to that part of season 1 yet.
Uh,
Terrified of it. Looking forward to season 2 though.
Season 2 is so good.
Yeah, I have to catch up on that and Andor.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
hog heaven right now. At least as far as catching up on TV goes.
Damn it, show me photos that are not Getty images or iStock photo or paid things.
Oh, you would like AI generated images?
That is the other option, it seems. Usually.
Hmm.
I say when I like Google free images, and it's like, nope, none of these.
No, you may not.
None of these are free.
Rivals with Kier,
Shutterstock is not free.
Important to be maybe petty for, maybe trivial for Kier.
It makes sense too, kind of because we're sort of similar types. So.
Yeah. How would it make sense to introduce Kier?
I thought
has Kier been around the entire time, or is he just
no?
just come back into town?
I was thinking he just came back into town. Since he's a hedonist, I kind of thought maybe that he had words about how there were 2 parties going on the same night, and was like, "Oh, that sounds like my kind of place. This town seems like it's full of parties. There's 2. I could have hit 2 parties in one night if I'd been there."
Yeah, I was wondering if he got mentioned somewhere in the Colonel's will. But 2 parties also works.
Fantastic.
Maybe he heard from Anastasia.
Would it be fun if you showed up looking for a party and it was the opposite of a party? Ready to go.
Yeah, well, you say opposite. I say anything can still be a party.
Maybe we want to make it the Colonel's funeral then.
That does make sense.
Does that make sense?
The most dour possible occasion.
Fantastic. Let's set this at the graveyard that we opened the ghost hunt with for the first time. Let's do society. What scenes do we want to have?
I mean, yeah, is it the vicar giving a very stern speech about how the Colonel had good moral fortitude in these fallen times?
Love it.
That he did not let the whims of pleasure dissuade him from his mission for England and for justice and duty. Indeed, we can all follow his example.
Do we want to start off with a scene between Kier and Miss Marzi? She's there morning and he shows up and he's fucking party.
That makes the most sense, I think.
Nice.
Wonderful.
while the vicar is doing his speech.
Yeah, and I'm sure Marzi is feeling like all sorts of feelings about
Mhm.
yeah, like was she responsible?
Yes.
Is this yes.
Clearly.
And I
Or
think
is the real killer still out there?
most likely, Kier probably came into town looking for the party, asked someone like, "Where's the big event?" and was directed to.
Just
Yep.
some farmer just kind of mutely pointing towards the church, towering and looming
there.
in the gray skies. A bell tolling solemnly.
Change my name here.
Role play.
So I think most likely Kier kind of comes busting in the door with a bottle of wine. And it's like, oh, this the big event? Oh my.
Like several seconds of silence.
Anyway,
Someone
as I was
quietly clears their throat.
Uh,
And I think Morrissey kind of turns around incredulously and, and just like almost mouths, barely whispering, Mr. Rothwell? Like clearly been crying and now it's just confused.
I think Kier obliviously then like beelines toward Marzi, like stepping over people uncomfortably. They're like, oh, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. I know Marzi, pardon me, I know Marzi. I'm gonna sit. Pardon me, scoot. If you could scoot over, just scooch over a bit. Just
No.
scooch over a bit. My bum's
Marzi
very
now
small.
horrified.
I don't. What are you doing here, Mel? I thought you were off on your ship.
I think she hisses, yeah, like just my fiance is dead.
No, I'm right here.
And then she just kind of guy does a like wave of the head over towards the coffin.
Have you had some kind of head injury and do not remember who your fiance is?
My known fiance. I was engaged to be married to Colonel Woodhouse. And like several people are kind of turning towards them.
Wait a minute, you can't get engaged when you're already engaged, can you?
Uh,
A whole
yeah,
new realm
what
of
is-
possibilities for me.
Oh no. Well, I think, yeah, what is she gonna say at this point? I think she said, one can and one did. I will explain myself later.
I'm so sorry. Look, look, I thought you were off on this ship. I'm not here in any way pursuing you or following you around in a creepy way or anything. I didn't expect you to be here. I'd heard there'd been some fabulous parties here, two a night, in fact. And I said, well, I must indeed see this wonderful place where
I
it
think
seems to
at
be.
this point, Marzi just kind of glares a bit towards Anastasia as the penny drops, and then kind of goes back to normal.
And so I was, I thought this was going to be a party as well, but
Marzi just mutely shakes her head.
tell me, do you know, like after this is all done, is there a party afterwards?
I think she's like kind of staring at the floor and says, the colonel's explicit terms of the ceremony were that afterwards we should silently disperse and think about the ever presence of death and the need for moral strength.
Oh.
I don't know if that's what the colonel really would have done.
And you could spend a resolve token to make it happen.
That's true, yeah.
I'll burn a resolve token for that, yeah.
Right.
Um,
So just should I just sit here through the end, or just get up and leave now? Or not sure the protocol of bursting into a funeral, assuming it's a party.
can I lean on the stupid tag to say that Kier is going to start his next sentence with, "I know exactly what to do."
Yes, sure, absolutely.
I'm
So
not,
that
do I spend a resolve for that, or
You give it to him, yeah.
yeah, I think that gets rid of the tag and gives me a token to use for that, right?
okay, so I lose one token, he gains one token.
If you're using
No.
the tag turns into a token.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got
So
it.
I just
And then
get
I think we put this in strikeout.
Yeah.
To spend it. Okay.
Oh, okay. I just
So it-
erased it
so
because it
instead
just
of-
goes.
Yeah, it does go.
Instead of sensibly asking how he should handle this,
It's like,
it's going to be ill-informed
right,
comment.
I know exactly what to do. Don't worry. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Just pardon me. I just got a little gift. Yes, I brought a gift for the Colonel, and he loved wine. You see, wine. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I know it's just I have another appointment I must get to. He kind of trundles his way up to the casket. Would they've had open casket or
Yeah.
closed?
I think open. He's
Okay.
probably looking
Pardon me,
good.
excuse me. Well, Colonel, please enjoy this wine in the afterlife. And I think he tucks it in, like in the Colonel's arm, in the casket. There you go, oh boy. Just take that. That'll keep you jolly and sated wherever your journey may go. Godspeed or such as there. Amen or something.
Vicar's like, "Are you quite done? May I continue with the eulogy?"
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I just wanted the Colonel to have that wine, you see, and you may partake as well. Anyway, spread it around, whatever the custom is. I'll be going now. I'll be going.
Temperate in every quality, the Colonel did it.
I think he goes back out and leaves the church. Goes to the pub.
Fantastic. What else do we want to see?
Could we have a scene between Clement and Kier?
Yeah.
Just to sort of establish.
Clement is probably hanging outside. Like he probably doesn't feel comfortable being there.
Oh no.
Things were
it's true.
not going well.
It's a good point. Yeah, probably not real welcome by the Colonel.
But he probably wanted to be there anyway, but didn't dare go in.
Yeah, no, that's good. So I think then Kier would stumble outside, maybe see him, be like, "Excuse me, pardon me, old boy. What's there? There's a nice pub around here somewhere where one could get a decent meal and a drink."
Rothwell, what are you doing in town?
Well, I'd heard there was quite a few parties happening here recently, and I seem to have missed them and stumbled into a funeral instead.
Well, you're not
bad luck.
welcome at any of my parties, that's for sure.
Oh no.
Well, that's very rude of you. Please, sir. I have you know, I enliven any party that I attend. You want me at your party?
Do you not remember who I am?
Of course I do. Benny, Bertrand, Bert.
Can I spend a
B,
resolve token to make the name attempts go for a long
Yes.
off it goes?
Clement just lets her. It starts with a B, right? It's a B.
It does
Nope.
not. Nope.
A. It starts with an A.
Nope.
All right.
Colder.
C. It starts with C.
Does start with-
Charles, because you're Charles, obviously.
No.
But I mean, Charlie for short. Yes, Charlie.
No, that's
No,
not it.
it's. I mean, it's. That's not what I. Oh, Charles, that was your brother. Yes, Charles.
I have no brothers.
No brothers. You're Oh, I'm confusing you with someone else. You're Clarence.
No,
No, you're not Clarence.
I'm not Clarence.
Clue me. We have a history together. Look, I attend so many parties. I meet so many people. Give me at least a clue. Oh, a clue.
I would like to spend a resolve token to have you, as you're blathering, suddenly remember exactly why we are rivals.
Oh, okay. Although isn't it it's very trivial to me though, correct? Isn't that
It is, yes.
right? Right. It's like oh yes. Yes. I remember your face now. And I remember you being very, very cross that I could never remember your name. Despite being introduced multiple times. I remember we've been introduced multiple times by multiple people at multiple parties. And your name is Cotopaxi. Something exotic, yes, exotic. It's an exotic name, something from the Far East, maybe. Quintus, C.W. Quintus, yes? Your name is Quintup. No, that would be a Q and a U, I think. Look, you must. Okay, I do remember seeing you at many parties, correct? Am I correct there?
Yes. You confuse me for a servant at all of them.
Because you, of all people, should understand when you go to lots of parties, you meet lots of people, you drink lots of things, and your brain becomes muddled. It's hard to remember. It's not an offensive thing. I mean, perhaps you should just put forth more effort to be more memorable.
I don't need to be memorable. I'm rich.
Well, that generally could make one memorable.
You would think, unless someone was talking to a idiot.
All right, look, Luke, you're obviously quite cross with me from our previous encounters. Tell me your name in this moment, and I guarantee you I shall remember it. How would I ever forget this encounter ever again in the future?
Clement.
Clement, of course, like the tiny oranges.
And you borrowed quite a large sum of money from me before you left town suddenly.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
It doesn't.
Are you sure you're not confusing me with someone else?
I'm
Because
positive.
I remember another gentleman, named Kieran, who was renowned for borrowing much money from people. You didn't get a bit too drunk at a party and lend some money to Kieran.
I have a note written in your hand on one of my good cloth napkins.
What? How do you know it's my hand? You've never even seen my hand yet. I mean, you'd have to see a sampling of my handwriting to know that the note you have was written in my handwriting, would you not, sir?
I have seen you write, in fact.
But not right.
Document. One could call a napkin a document.
This sounds suspect to me. I feel like you're trying to frame me for something.
Keir Rothwell.
That is my name, yes, but again, you could have learned that at any party and thought, well, this man was inebriated. I'll tell him fabrications that he performed while inebriated and extort money from him.
Are you saying that I am in the position where I would need to extort money from?
Maybe that's how you got rich.
I'll have you know that I've gotten rich through my pencil factories and a very lucrative line of orphanages, working orphanages.
A lucrative line of orphanages?
Yes. It's the modern age.
Never heard those terms put together before.
I'm sure there's many things you haven't heard.
I think I'm going to lean on the dangerous tag that Clement has to push your choice on whether he like strikes or raises a hand to Kier, but the temperature is going up too quickly in the conversation.
I accept that.
Cool. And you get a resolve token.
How dare you, sir? Glove off. Bam.
Oh, sir.
Can I say it?
Buy and sell you 10 times over. I have no need of your debt except for the insult that you've done to me and my family and my business. What do you have to say for yourself, sir?
Sir, I want No trouble. I came here merely for socializing and drinking and parties and gatherings. How? I are you proposing a duel with this glove slapping business?
I will just gently suggest at this point the church's doors have opened and several of the first people out are just kind of confused at what they're seeing. Go on.
If you wish to duel, I will not back down from one.
Look, I do not wish to duel.
Oh, you are a coward then. I see. He's
No,
a coward, everybody.
I do not believe in violence. It seems so primitive. Why can we not just have a? I'll buy. Look, what if I'll buy you a drink? What if I buy you a
At the
bottle of wine?
Colonel's brave, glorious man with nothing anyone could say bad about him, even once, a veteran of several military actions. At his funeral, you would say that violence is not the answer. How dare you, sir?
A here comes from the crowd, who are sort of kind of going around you to exit from the church.
Did not I would believe the colonel. Generally, when you're fighting in a war of some kind, they fight for peace. Though your aim is peace. You're not fighting war for the sake of war. You're fighting war for the sake of peace.
You've never seen war, have you?
No, thank goodness.
Oh, no.
Sounds dreadful.
Dreadful. In fact, I'll have you know the colonel was a very, very close friend of mine. And you
Well,
are
that's-
searching his memory. Even
No. I
body
mean,
is
for
cold.
me, men like the colonel are
men
noble for
like
fighting the
colonel. He's just
war.
like- he was a unique individual, outstanding, unparalleled. No man was like him.
Sir, you seem to be determined to be cross with me, and I do not see the resolution to this.
I'm not determined, but you have crossed me, and that deed is done. How do you presume to make this right?
What if what if I could get you to what if I could get an invitation for you to a Viscount's party?
A Viscount.
Yes.
What if you could?
Well, I just so happen to have a very close familial connection with a Viscount.
Unlikely.
Perhaps, hold on, let me look at it. Perhaps you've heard of James with no last name because he's a connection. But perhaps you heard of my Uncle James, the Viscount of Warrington County.
Of course, everyone's heard of Viscount Warrington.
Well, that's my uncle.
Hmm.
I could get you an invitation to a party, and I'll bet with your charming nature, you could probably maybe even get him to donate to your orphanages.
Oh, you're saying I'm in need of charity now?
No, but orphanages, don't they like donations? That way, isn't that part of how you make them profitable? That they wouldn't be profitable if you had to fund them all yourself all the time. People love donating to orphanages.
Can I push on the practical tag to say that that Clement sees a way to? I'm thinking like agrees, but sets conditions so that this will really work out well for him.
I think only you can do your own positive tags.
Oh, okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
that's right. Yeah,
But that you can still suggest
Make
it. Yes.
suggestions.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you walk away unmolested this day, but I expect an invitation to the Viscount's next event at my door by this evening, or you will find yourself in need of a similar service as the Colonel's.
but sir, I do not.
Good day, sir. Turn on heel and leave.
Don't know if I can contact my uncle within a day, but it's supposed to be a party. So far, it's dreadful.
What rumors do we have? You still up?
We have almost no rumors left. We've just been burning through them like mad, it looks like.
We're good. We're good at using our rumors.
Good for that. Well, What about maybe Marzi comes out and having watched this from a distance, have a chat with Clement about it.
Yeah. Oh, with a chat with Clement. Oh, or with Kier.
With Clement, yeah.
With Clement. Okay, but I thought, Clement has turned on
Oh,
his heel.
Clement, I walked away. Yeah, never mind.
No, I mean,
yeah,
Well, you could still, like, just because you walked away from me doesn't mean you're
that's true. Yeah,
unavailable for a scene with Marzi.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Marzi runs.
or maybe
to
I turned
catch
heel
up
and walked
with-
back into the church. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and like runs into Marzi, and like, oh, he didn't. You aren't dueling him, surely.
No, he's too much of a coward.
Um,
I don't know why that man decided to return. He's best I remember of him, which is very little, as he deserves. Is just a stain on society.
yeah. What am I trying to get out of this conversation then? Let's see. I think, yeah, Marzi is just relieved. Oh, thank heavens. I don't know who could survive a duel against Mr. Rothwell. There are few more accomplished with the blade or or bullet than he.
Is that so? You know him very well.
Ah, I think she nods, and says, I can assure you, if he has promised to secure an invite with his uncle, he will make his best attempt.
I
Assuming
dropped
he-
there for a minute.
Oh, sorry. I said he will make his best attempt, assuming the one may want to check in at the nearest pub to make sure he has not lost his way.
And I'd be surprised he'd know which way to point a pistol.
Yeah, is that okay that I threw that in?
No, that's great. I love that you did that. I think that's
Thanks.
a very awesome story, awesome and unexpected story turn, which is great.
Okay, I didn't know if I was just being perverse on that.
No, that's cool. I love it.
Yeah,
However, I would like to lean on your
no.
scheming tag.
Oh,
I
That
think I accept. Let me know what's in.
Well, it's kind of up to you, but I'm thinking that everything you said is true, but that you've got some kind of idea here of maybe there's a way you could manipulate Clement into, I don't know, help solve
murder.
the problem of your engagement to, I don't know, I'm trying to find something here, like there's something Clement has that could help you out.
Yeah, I think I accept if I can just figure kind of what it's going to be. Yeah, I think maybe Marzi's mission is to get Kier engaged to somebody else so that they can both kind of renounce.
That works great with his new desire as well.
Yeah. But I don't know how Clement gets into that. Although maybe, let's see. No. I think for now, let's say, Marzi has never really been able to make any connection to the Viscount. And maybe she's leaning on Clement for that in some, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I mentioned that, in fact, in order to avoid a duel, he promised me a invitation to the Viscount's parlor, or I don't know what. I was too furious with the man.
Oh, to Warrington House?
Yes, to Warrington House.
I think she's sort of wide-eyed at this point.
I mean, he is a man of social standing, but I can't imagine what he has to offer me besides social niceties.
Let's see. No, but it's like if she were engaged to, maybe Kier was always just kind of ashamed to introduce her to, or it was a secret engagement because of the Viscount's staunch disapproval.
Well,
okay,
I
no, I
help
think
you.
I know it.
I can be there. Maybe I always have made excuses to not introduce you because I knew that if I did, you would find out the truth that my uncle's not real approving of me.
Oh yeah, and I think
So I don't want
there's
you to
been,
find out that he's like, no, Kier's kind of an idiot.
I think there's been one interaction between Marzi and the Viscount, and the Viscount was really mean to her as well.
Mhm.
So I think her scheming at this point is well, I fear the Viscount is even more steeped in turpitude than Kier, and I would advise whatever his status may be, that if he treats you wrongly, do not give him an inch, or he will take the proverbial foot.
Kier or the Viscount?
The Viscount.
Hmm. How so?
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm just trying to like. She's mad at the Viscount and wants Clement to cause trouble there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this is just kind of a little sitcom-y, but like, yes, the way to earn your way into his regards is to stand up for yourself. Whatever the terms of social difference may be, the Viscount always appreciates someone with backbone who can stand up to any slight, however slight.
Fantastic. Well, I'll keep that in mind if he ever makes good on his promise, which I
Oh,
can't count on. He doesn't seem like the person that would even remember a promise he's made more than a day, much less keep it.
I think she's kind of like,
Checks out.
yeah, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm sure he will try his best. And then she heads off on that note.
Nice. What scenes do we want? Do we want to introduce? I mean, do we want to introduce either James or Humphrey?
I am in favor. Well, I think introducing Humphrey at this point is fun because it takes us out of this storyline for a moment,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah. Did he come with Marzi to the funeral?
Let's see. Would he have been I think he might have had enough of a history with the Colonel
Mhm.
as just kind of being on the periphery of this group of people that, yeah, he might have come in, if not with Marzi, then separately to the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you're not too shaken by the service.
And yeah, Marzi has just had these conversations or the conversation with Clement, and is clearly just like, and with Kier, and it's just like, the ceremony was lovely, don't you think?
It was. Don't mourn for our old friend. He is still among us.
And then there's like, I thought I could get two sentences into this conversation without, and I think you see her like start to say something else, and then kind of pinch the bridge of her nose and say, "Of course, of course."
Oh, don't worry yourself, dear. He's completely harm. I mean, he's a friend, so he would never do us any harm, even in the afterworld.
I just, whether he is present or not, he is present with me. My regrets at how I had treated him in life shall always be a companion, I fear.
Well, he may be listening now if you wish to unburden yourself.
Okay. Oh dear. And I think, yeah, I think she'll take him up on that and say, yeah, Colonel Woodhouse, my dear friend, my lost love. There is only this. Memories are cruel and unchangeable, that I did at each point what I thought was right. You would respect that, surely. That I recoiled so at a simple proposition that seems not so terrible in retrospect. Ah, We are, many of us, such creatures of emotion. Still as smooth water and then stormy as a raging tempest the next, leaving damages untold. Uncle, can you ask him if he blames me?
You can ask him yourself if you wish. I could set up some. We could arrange to have a seance for him if you wish. It's not the most scientific, but I have found it to be quite effective. If we do, I could set up my cameras. Maybe capture some of his ectoplasm hovering above us. Wouldn't that be a lovely memento to have of him? A family portrait, if it were.
I think that might be salubrious for me. I think she takes her uncle's hands in hers and what does she say? You have always been supportive, Uncle.
It is
No,
my
no.
duty to make sure that you are untouched by the trials and travails of this world or any other. And I will be here, whether it is an old friend trying to revisit after his time has passed, or someone else trying to. You say that emotions are like a storm, but I've known you to know yourself quite well, and there's no man that can match you. You may do as you will, of course, but I know that in your heart you understand that there is no one that can stand to the sea or your duty or your interests. Anyone that might catch your fancy for a moment would be forgotten almost immediately. And I think you did the colonel a great service by refusing his proposal. It would have made him momentarily happy, but in the not too very long run, the same disappointment would occur, I'm sure.
I have a proposal for using Marzi's strange tag against her.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Well, after this discussion of your uncle talking about seances and all this type of thing, I think that for the first time you feel comfortable. He's one of the only people you feel comfortable telling that, you see, you did this little supernatural ritual to get rid of the colonel. Not in it, didn't mean to kill him. You meant to like, you meant to just hopefully he would fall out of love with you and cancel the marriage. But now you worry if whatever you did.
I'll accept on conditions. I think I have an idea for this, and that he says, dear uncle, I confess. Oh yeah, I think I'll say that I prayed every day, waking from bed and then returning to sleep, so ardently that something would come to change the condition of Colonel Woodhouse's affections. That something would dissuade him from his proposal of marriage and relieve me of having to break with him. So every day, every night, never far from my mind was the hope that something would happen. And I admit that some mishap might happen to him did occur to me as well. At one point, I even imagined a scenario very like what must have happened. Only a moment, but it lingers with me now.
You can't blame yourself, child. It's sending a prayer out into the ether is much like sending a message in a bottle thrown out into the ocean. Perhaps someone will receive it and even less likely act upon it, but you should absolve yourself of any guilt, for if the Lord wished to take him as a result of your entreaties, that's his business, not yours. There are many, many, many wicked people in this world and in the next that wish ill on everyone at some point, and if a mere prayer could do someone harm like that, then we would all be dead many times over, I'm sure.
I think she giggles.
Absolve yourself of any blame for this.
Yeah. She lets a giggle escape and then says, "Oh, surely no one's so wicked here in Pemberley,"
Oh, there's wickedness everywhere.
which is a good cut to whatever Kier is up to right now.
Fantastic.
My only thing about that is, did that really make you strange in any way?
Mm,
And if the answer is yes, it's fine.
That's a good question. I suppose not. I can put Strange back on the table. We'll find further use for it.
Cool.
One fewer resolve token. There we are.
Oh no.
Turner.
Oh,
Whatever will we do?
It's the top of the hour. Why don't we go ahead and take a little break, like until like 5 after, and
all
maybe
right.
Nick will be able to jump in, and we'll get Sir Grant embroiled in all of this.
And all of this madness.
Madness.
Excellent.
Yeah, sure.
See you in 8 minutes or so.
Mike is just finishing up their board meeting.
Oh, cool.
Pew pew pew.
On our board. I've been making ginger beer, which is cool.
Oh,
I
is
discovered via TikTok a series is apparently on Dropout. I'd never seen Dropout, but I guess they do lots of improv based crap.
Mhm.
yeah.
There's a show called Very Important People.
Oh, yeah. I've never
Yeah.
managed to watch that. It always
Yeah,
looks.
I just saw some clips from what apparently they get like a comedian or improviser or whatever,
Hmm.
and then they
Oh.
somehow make them up. They
Mhm.
don't know what they're being made up as, and then they see themselves and they develop a character based on that, and then go do an interview with the host, Vic. Vic.
Michaelis.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I just saw one with Lisa Gilroy, which I fucking loved. And I never even know who Lisa Gilroy was, but I'm like, I'm a Lisa Gilroy fan now based on that just series of clips alone.
Every time I see ads for it, like I'm a subscriber to I have the Roku
Hmm.
channel or whatever, and every time I see a clip from Very Important People, I'm always so grossed out by the prosthetics that I'm like, maybe this one just isn't for me. That's fine.
I saw the one where a person was a demon, I guess.
That's this one, the big yellow demon with the purple
Yeah,
spots. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, like
And that
okay,
one-
yeah, that's pretty good.
That I went back and watched some of the other clips, and yeah, none of them were like that whole series where Lisa Gilroy was Spencer the demon.
Mhm.
It just killed me.
Yeah.
All the others I watched of other people doing were like okay and kind of funny, but
Yeah.
they were not nearly as good as that series was.
That's kind of how I feel about a lot of Dropout stuff, honestly. Like it's like, yeah, I see how people like this. It's good. It's fine. There's like a couple really funny things and laugh. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
competent.
Like there are things I have fun watching that don't require a lot of me mentally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say like there's the breaking news one where they're all pretending to be newscasters. They're
Yeah.
giving teleprompters with ridiculous shit on them and have to read them without laughing.
Yeah.
If I'm very tired, it's very entertaining. But like I
Yeah.
could never get in, like it feels like their bread and butter is actual plays, is people doing D&D, and like I think I told the story of like sitting down to watch Dimension 20, like one of the more highly regarded seasons, and like by the time the third silly voice, a pirate, kicked in, I'm just like, nope. I don't know. Some switch has been flipped, and I am not here for this.
People love it shit though.
I don't understand. I'm glad they appreciate it.
Hey,
Oh,
Mark's
Maybe
getting
just-
quirky.
what
Yeah.
were clips that people see?
Mark's
Talk-
internet's getting flaky on us.
Great. No.
yeah, there's just a single frame
I
of
see it.
Mark right now.
Yeah, it looks like getting real stuttery. Oh no, now we lost Peter. What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Wait, now Peter's here, but is muted.
Yeah, okay. That was just me accidentally turning the I had meant to just mute. Anyway, I was about to sneeze, and now the sneeze
Oh.
has been averted.
Mark, on the other hand, is still in cyber purgatory. I get a blip from him every now and then.
Oh, now he gone.
And then also isn't that the channel isn't like Game Changer a big thing for them?
Yeah, that one I've enjoyed. It has its ups and downs, but it's really interesting. It's the game show that's a different game show every episode.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen some TikTok clips of that too. Just
Yeah,
is that with they usually have like 3 contestants and a host or whatever, and they'll be like,
what are we doing this time? Well, you have to find out by playing. Yeah, and it can be really interesting from a game design perspective to see how they're putting things together to make the crazy concept for that week work. And they do get more ambitious over time.
are there any like improv? I don't even know how to describe this. I was thinking about how like most improv is all about it's all free form and that like you jump in when you feel like you want to jump in or have something to offer or whatever.
Mm.
But are there formats like based around maybe people who don't jump in enough or afraid, more formats where it's like you do a thing, or where you almost like maybe force someone to do it, not in a bad way, but like to get them out of their shell, maybe, or be like, oh, Peter hadn't been jumping in, I'm gonna get Peter, why don't you come in and do
there are narrated formats, for example. You saw this with like Pick Your Own Path and stuff like that, where a narrator will kind of set up the next scene and then Peter comes in and plays this person, and then so that you can sort of affect the balance of things. A lot of times when I see improv on Dropout, actually, there's a certain measure of like a host manipulating or doing setups and guiding the show, and some part of me is like balking at it. It's like, just let them do the show. There was an episode where they brought in 3 people from the Improvised Shakespeare Company, and they started out doing a really good Shakespearean scene, and then it was like, oh no, we just want you to do a bunch of puns based on categories we give you.
I think I thought, because like I think that's one of my weaknesses. Like I like so many areas of like probably every area of my life, I just feel more comfortable like when I'm invited or when I know I'm wanted or whatever. So it's like instead of me like being like, oh, I'm gonna jump in here and do a thing, I feel like better when I'm given permission, almost, if someone's like, and now Heath does a thing. I'm like, oh, okay. And because then I know I'm not like interrupting or doing something dumb or bulldozing or it's like,
and you'll
I've been
find
specifically called upon to do my thing.
And you'll find more experienced improvisers like clocking when people are intimidated and making room for them deliberately.
Inviting them in.
Because I feel like I probably overcompensate just because my biggest fear is like being the bull. I don't want to fucking be a stage hog or bulldozer. Like, we had a good scene going and then you came in and fucked it up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that problem.
Yeah,
I'm right here, Mark. I'm right here in the Zoom call.
I've definitely encountered. I think that's another reason why I'm so hypersensitive to it, because I've just seen so many like bulldozers or whatever, where I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, let somebody else fucking do something.
Or don't try to fix other things that don't need fixing.
And even like, I have some dear friends who are overall like great improvisers, and they can be a bit bulldozy, but not, I feel like it comes from a good place though, because it's not necessarily like, oh, it's because I want stage time and I want to get my jokes in. I think it's just more like when you have that nervous energy and you just constantly feel like, oh, you gotta be, I need to be doing something, I need to be contributing something. And the thing is saying, you're like, okay, well, now you've been talking 90% of the time.
Yeah, maybe do that less. Yeah, I think, and coming from a good place, I think some people like are trying to like save the show by like oh, like whatever just happened isn't what's supposed to happen, or what they don't think should happen, and so they go in and try and like fix everything. It's like this. It's gonna be fine. Just let it go.
I'm sure there's some depths of my psyche that a psychiatrist could delve into and figure it out. But there's definitely just some part of me. It's like, I don't want to be the guy who does something stupid or ruins it.
And also there's a thing of like, there like Maestro is a format that I think forces people to come in and get stage time, but also it's something that becomes more and more of a challenge as you have more and more people involved. Like if it's just 2 people, it's like you kind of have to bat the ball back and forth. There's not a lot of, did I just say too much? When you have 8 people on stage, then you quickly learn who really is the one who wants the most stage.
Well, I think it's also, there's a part of that being like, while I have a shit ton of experience improvising, I don't have a shit ton of experience improvising, like in the
improv shows.
In the improv community with the rules. And so I'm always like, somewhere in the back of my mind, I always have this fear of like, I'm gonna do something did experienced improviser. I'm like, nah, he did that thing, you
Oh,
know.
Like either of us would
Uh,
feel on a film set, probably.
Oh yeah, he did that thing you're not supposed to do, or yeah,
Yeah.
he broke that rule of improv or whatever.
Peter,
I'm
stop looking at the camera.
We'll be having extensive notes after the show for you.
Oh man. Never make a Herald team at this rate.
Oh God. Can't imagine anything that I would want less. Whew, boy.
Like horseshoe around to being entertaining of just like Mark actively loads this format with every cell of his being. Hey, last time we met a car salesman that was wacky. It looks like you're a funeral coffin salesman that's wacky. I will murder all of you. Okay.
Okay, organic game where we all play Russian roulette. How about that? Let's do that.
So just standing aside, arms folded as everyone slaps the floor and walks around in a circle.
Improv is so good.
My improv
Well,
joke.
you know, and the bitter irony of it all is like I love improvising. I mean, it's so much fun, and I just I love doing it. Just when it's like friends sitting around doing it, or in a film or whatever I'm doing, or just any format I've ever done it in, I've been like, it's fun and I love it.
Yay.
So it's just weird to be like in specific scenarios or situations being like,
Am I having fun, right?
like, I like this. Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yay, Nick is pitching a project.
One of the things about that, we did that Dylan double album show Friday night,
Oh,
which
yeah.
went
How'd
really
that go?
well.
Oh, yeah.
It went really well.
Yay.
But one of the things I loved about it was so different from almost everything I always do, because I'm so now into most projects I'm in are very precision based, where it's like,
yeah.
we're gonna nail this Beatles album perfectly or whatever. And so this was the opposite. It was like there was 5 of us, and we were not at all trying to like nail the recordings. We were just doing like, these 5 people, we're doing these songs. Like we, because the thing is, Dylan does it.
Yeah, I was
he goes
about
on
to
tour and
say.
he doesn't do the recording. He just does whatever the fuck he wants to do at
And
any
even
given time.
there's like a dozen bootlegs of wildly different
Yeah.
versions of every song. And the song that is the accepted recording one still doesn't
yeah.
have that feel of like, no, we are carefully arranging this precise. So
Yeah. And so this was like, there was so much just improvising and going with the flow and just kind of locking in with each other
Oh,
and
man.
going in whatever direction we felt like going and taking it down here. And so it was like so much fun, because it was almost more, I mean, we were obviously doing the songs, and there were certain parts I learned I like, but like it was,
Yeah.
a lot of it was a jam where we were just having a good time, or, we'd be like, please take a solo. I'm, oh shit, And so it's like, that's it was a very much like improv, and I really
Oh, yeah.
I don't get to do that a lot musically, just jamming and
Mhm.
being like, "Ooh, where's he gonna take it? Oh, we're taking it down now. Oh, we're gonna do you want to stop here? Okay, cool." It's a lot of
I hear
fun.
pitching going on downstairs.
Yay. And Nick said they discovered Obra Dinn.
Yeah. It's been fun watching, because I like make a comment and they're like, don't spoil it. I'm like, I don't remember anything. I remember there's like fucking sick mermaids and like other cool monsters, and
Oh.
that's about it.
Yeah, same. I finished it, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that I could help anybody playing
Yeah,
through that.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, because anything I say is gonna be made up.
I still
tend
haven't
to-
resumed the last mystery from Golden Idol, because I'm still like, okay, how does this work?
Oh yeah. I just blasted through those.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm done with blueprints.
Oh, really? God, I need to get back to.
I've reached the point where I'm just like, so I there's one part like reached this like super hard dead end. I'm like, I'm just gonna look this up, and it's like a puzzle where you have to get like different grids of letters from different places and put them together. And a couple of them were like, I'm playing on the Steam Deck, and a couple of them like I literally cannot see.
Oh wow.
Like you're like, I know exactly where it is. I'm looking right at it as close as I can and zoomed in, and I cannot see what those 4 letters are on the back of that statue. So
Well,
I feel like there's a lot of things that are gonna be like that from now on, and it seems like there's not a lot, not enough juice for that squeeze. For
Well, I
Hey, I
might
need to get
finally
back
have
to
time to get into that.
it's a really good game. It's just like it's got a long tail.
yeah, it does. I got distracted from one game by that, distracted by that for another game, like, and then I got to the point where I was like, I need to be working on all these Dylan tunes.
Oh
So I
yeah.
haven't played any video games in a while now, because I've been like, okay, I need to be working on music shit. But I need to get back to Clair Obscur and Blueprints and Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
And Star Wars Outlaws. And
I
never ends.
just pulled down a bunch of demos for Next Fest. Is
Mm.
that what it's called? Yeah, Next Fest.
Sitting on my desktop waiting to be played are Citizen Sleeper 2, Dredge, thank goodness you're here, and Crusader Kings 3. Finally. I've not opened any of them since I've downloaded them.
Without being spoilery for Blueprints for Peter, but
Yeah.
did you at least get to where did you open all 8 things?
Oh yeah, I think I have. I know how to do the last one, but I think the last one was like one where I was like, I just can't do this without looking it up. So,
Oh yeah.
I think it was the was it the Crown one or the other one?
Yeah, I just know that some of them, like I was like, oh yeah, I've got all the clues I need for this, and the other ones, I'm like, I'm assuming I will get the clues I need
Yeah. I was doing
somewhere.
something like
at some
I have this
point.
thing and it doesn't do anything yet, but pretty clear it's going to at some point.
That's yeah. Sometimes I hate when you like find something that you know is there's very obviously a clue I'm going to need for something.
Yeah.
Don't know what, when, how,
There
where.
have been several instances, and this feels like misdesigned to me because I don't feel like I was doing things in the wrong order. But there's things like a puzzle with a long chain of things that require to solve it,
Mm.
and then at the end, like one of the things it gives you is like a clue to like one of the really basic puzzles.
Oh really?
I was like, that's one of the first things I did. I feel like at this point I should have a lot. You should be giving me a lot more.
I think one of the most frustrating things. There's very few. I love the game, but like
yeah, that was great.
Like there's several things that I know how to do. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do to make this happen, but there's no way to do that unless you happen to get this combination of like 3 rooms.
Yeah,
in the right order, and so I'm like, I have no control over that.
Yeah, limited control.
Yeah. So it's like, well, yeah, I'd love to do this, but I need to get that, and then get that, and then get that to make that happen.
That's how I did. Like the last couple of things I did, like I got myself a couple rooms and items where I could just like redraw like 40 times.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I need this room next to this room, so I'm just gonna spend all the resource I have to just keep redrawing this until I get the right one. Like, cool, I got it. Good.
There's like one thing I can't. Sometimes I can't decide if I want to look something up or not. Because there's one thing when I finally did get these 2 rooms I wanted, I was like, yay, I did the thing. But then it only like half did the thing, and I was like, oh, do I need this other like tool to do the rest of the thing? And I'm still not sure. Or
is it a cold room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it feels like there's
so much left. Not only the rooms, but
possibilities.
Then like, there's like the workshop where you can build stuff, and then that's up to the luck of, well, what things have you picked up in this run around the manor?
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed about something. This is not a spoiler. It's a tip.
Okay.
There's a room. There's a room that lets you buy luxuries, basically, that give you.
Oh yeah, I think I encountered that in the demo. Maybe
I made the mistake of, because they're fucking expensive.
Super expensive.
I thought I was buying a permanent upgrade.
Oh
no!
Were you? Was it a
no? I was not.
Forever and ever.
It only lasts through that run.
Yeah.
When that run's over, that thing's gone. I'm like, mother motherfucker, because I bought it literally at the end of a run.
Oh man.
Because I was like, yeah, I can finally afford this thing. And I started a new run. I'm like, where's my
my
fucking
game?
thing, man?
Because there's another place where you can buy things that they are permanent upgrades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That made me mad. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, I finally got 60 gold or whatever. I'm gonna buy this thing at the end of this run. And then it's just gone.
Got it for like one room.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna I think I'm still gonna play it occasionally. I'm not going to drive towards the
Yeah,
inevitable like I was before. I think I'm just gonna start looking stuff up to kind of, so I know this, like you said, like even if you know exactly how to do something, there's
Mhm.
still, you have to do it, which relies a lot on luck. And
Yeah, I've looked up a couple of things. Just my instinct is always like, I do love figuring out puzzles, so I try real hard to.
they're good puzzles.
Generally.
Like they are, like most except for the fucking gallery. Like most of them are really well designed puzzles, I think.
But
Really?
every
I
now
was-
and then, if something just
okay.
becomes, for me, it's a matter of if something is becoming more frustrating than fun,
Mm.
I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I think there was stuff in the demo where I was like, maybe this isn't fully cooked yet. Like,
Mm.
did either of you play the demo for Blueprints?
No, I just
Yeah.
went straight for the full game. So
Yeah, yeah. No, they had a demo available like a year before,
Mm.
and it has like, I don't know, maybe really a dozen puzzles or so.
Yeah, so some of like the overarching puzzles I thought were very clever, like very well
Cool.
done. Where it was like, oh, like this is cool. This is a cool environment. Like, oh, I bet that's for something. Oh, I know it's for something, but I don't know what for. Oh, I know now I need to figure out how to do it. And then, oh, I figured that out. Now, what the fuck does that mean?
yeah, it blows my mind the
Yeah.
depth of that game. Of
Ooh.
it's just-
Hopefully it has more influence on other gamers and stuff.
Yeah, I think the other thing I'm losing by playing on the Steam Deck instead of on a screen is there's a lot of things that have to do with books.
Oh,
To reference without having to go back to them, and like I've taken screenshots and stuff, but that's, I like, you have to do research.
Yeah.
You have to read the books and remember things and put pieces together and
take lots of notes.
take lots of notes.
Yes.
Like, yeah, this is work now, I think.
A little bit. I really wish that there was some in-game mechanic, so I don't have to literally have screenshots on my iPhone of all the shots I've taken of my screen. I'm like, can't just let me capture screenshots in the game itself.
Yeah, or if I've read a book, like let me put it in my backpack or whatever. Like I'm
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to get it back from the library or whatever, read it again if you want to check it or whatever.
Oh hey, there's a sequel to Islanders. Did anyone play that?
Mm-mm.
Islanders.
Oh, I highly recommend the original. It's a very simple like SimCity sort of setup, designed to be calming. You have an island and you start
Oh
putting-
yeah, it's a really great game. I
Yeah,
love
they've
it.
got Islanders New Shores has a demo out right now.
Sick. Yeah, I played the shit out of that game for a while.
It's also available on the Quest, I think,
Nice.
which I don't know. It seems kind of superfluous, but also it'd be nice to just sort of be surrounded by the good vibes of that peaceful
Yeah.
game.
I love how when I'm sitting at this kitchen table where I'm house sitting, it's just natural for me to rest my arm upon the chair and it makes it just look like I'm holding my arm up constantly.
Oh yeah. And
What?
occasionally we could see a cattail just kind of emerge.
It's like I'm building shoulder strength by just holding my left arm up.
Get my reps in. Arm lengths.
It's, I don't know, something about this chair being here. This is natural, man. Just prop my
Mhm.
arm up on it. Yeah, I moved from the couch. I don't know. I don't like having a table in front of me. But I'm doing this. Put my laptop on a table instead of on my lap, where I get a strange, awkward angle of myself.
Looks like Nick said they were going to drop off the other meeting
Nice.
because it was taking forever.
So grand.
Doing real things in the real world for good.
What is this?
Instead of doing fake things in Regency England. Welcome.
Hello.
I know I'm constantly showing up in Regency England background.
Yes, I was telling everyone that I was doing that at work, which was especially funny to me because they have hired someone from Bath who lives in Bath in our work group.
People are like, "Are you still in Scotland?" And I was like, "Yeah,
It's just easier.
Clearly.
just I prefer not to explain myself."
Welcome back, Sir Grant.
Oh yeah, sorry I'm late.
So we had the Colonel's funeral at the church.
Oh, wait, what?
We had the
R.I.P.
Colonel's funeral.
Colonel died
Ah.
of heart
Died from a
failure.
broken heart last time. Remember?
Oh geez, I didn't remember that. Sorry, Colonel.
That was the button on the last episode. Was Marzi
Sorry,
getting
I
a
was
letter that the
busy.
colonel had died.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was busy.
And
Kidding.
so now we have a new Keir Rothwell has come to town.
Cad.
Oh, that's why you were making a new guy. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I did not.
Keir
pay
Rothwell,
attention.
a hedonist of humble origins, who
Oh, I love him.
who, as far as the public knows, Keir and Marzi became friends of a season in London 3 years ago. But privately, their secret is Keir and Marzi have been secretly engaged for years, despite the disapproval of Marzi's family.
Well, now Grant has a new crush.
So Keir came
I
into
love a
town.
cad.
Keir came to town because he'd heard there were some great parties. In fact, there were 2 parties in one night. He's like, well, this sounds like a place to go party. And so he got to town, asked a farmer on the way in, like, where's the big event? And the farmer pointed him to the big event, which was the colonel's funeral. And Keir bust in the door with a bottle of wine and was like, hey, what's happening? And then Marzi was there, and like he awkwardly stumbled over people to go sit next to Marzi and be like, what are you doing here? I thought you were on your ship. And then things got real awkward, and Marzi, well, Peter had me used my stupid tag against me, not against me, but to make me. I got up then, was like, excuse me, stumbled over people again, and went like tucked my bottle of wine in the colonel's arms in the casket. It's like, here you go, Colonel, enjoy that. I'm gonna go now. Went outside, bumped into Clement, who has a rivalry
BFFs.
with me. No, well,
No.
Clement
It can only be one.
now has the what I used to have with Marzi, the rivalry, which to him is a big deal, but to me is
Head
trivial.
off.
Mhm.
So we had a little confrontation out there.
Almost
where
had a duel.
Yeah, he slapped me with a glove, and supposedly I've met him multiple times and mistaken him for servants,
And
and
borrowed money
never
from me.
and borrowed money from him, and I never remember his name. So he thinks I'm a real fucking asshole.
We did like a 10-minute scene where he was just guessing my name over and over again.
Peter used a resolve token to make the name guessing go on uncomfortably long.
Yes. This sounds like a really good use of resolve tokens.
I agree.
We finally, late in the game, in the campaign, have figured out the secret to resolve tokens.
We've given up on the tone and just leaned into the tokens.
Yeah.
I'm here for
And,
this.
what else happened? What we had a Marcy and one of the new contacts.
Uncle
Humphrey
Oh
had a
Humphrey
yeah.
scene.
has
We
come
had
to
a
town.
scene with Clement and Marzi.
Oh yeah.
Um,
About going to see the Viscount, and Marzi, who kind of dislikes the Viscount. This is like the uncle of Keir.
Keir, yeah.
Is told Clement to not accept any slight from the Viscount, despite their difference in that the Viscount respects men who stand up for themselves, even about the small things.
Oh, jeez.
I have so many duels.
Oh yes, and then when
Insult
Marzi
rules.
talked to her uncle Humphrey, the
Uncle
new
Humphrey.
contact,
Humphrey Denny.
Humphrey, who's kind of weird and into supernatural shit, and then Marzi confided that she had sort of been praying that something would happen to make the colonel's feelings for her go away or whatever, and then the colonel
Wow.
died, and she's like, oh shit, I didn't do that, did I?
That out of
Uh,
that was God.
using the secret for murder.
The secret for murder.
I think that's where we wound up.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much. And so we were going to see if Grant wanted to have scenes with anybody.
sure.
I don't
Or
know
if
yet.
anybody wants to have scenes with Grant.
I don't feel inspired. Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, you know, I feel like I thought,
Clement goes to check in on Grant after the funeral because he wasn't there.
yeah, I was also gonna say because Clement has changed a couple of desires and stuff, and didn't one of your desires don't you want to hook Grant up with somebody else now?
No, I want to break the relationship up between the object of my affection and their
Oh.
parent, which that is not there yet, but it might. And
But
then there's
yeah, but you do want to get somebody married who you've not yet determined.
no, that's not me.
That's not you. I thought you took that on as one of your new
Nope.
ones.
Oh, mine is to marry off two people.
Oh, Peter took a new one. That's right.
Which one's indeterminate?
Nope, still wrong here.
What do
What's
I
your name
want?
again?
I want to.
You want
Oh, were
bolster
you
my
getting a new
reputation.
desire? I saw.
You want to bolster my reputation and get permission to marry me.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm all devoted to you now. Good
Oh,
luck.
no.
But you are a catch.
And I'm wretched.
And wretched. That's right. Yeah, so Clement will go to the Pemberley house and check up on Sir Grant and see why he didn't come to the Colonel's funeral. You missed quite the event.
Didn't I go? I don't like goodbyes. I've had too many.
I had some unfortunate hellos. But a cad from elsewhere, Keir Rothwell, who owes me money and always confuses me with a servant. We almost came to blows.
Are we having a scene? Sorry. Oh. Sounds familiar.
Familiar?
Oh. Sometimes in a room full of people all looking to one another for how to act, one person not doing that is kind of an attractive thing.
I don't follow. I don't see how anyone could find that cat attractive.
I find this cat attractive.
Oh, you.
No, I got suited up to go and I had all intentions of going, but then I found some more letters from dear Mummy Hilda.
She just has those hidden all over the place.
Absolutely everywhere. Don't move a single piece of furniture unless you wish to be insulted.
I would
And
never.
so I was out for the rest of the day, putting my ego back together after reading the last one. She seems to have predicted that you and I would eventually get together, and that she also predicts it will not go well for us. I don't know when she took up fortune telling, but you know how she is.
Talk to Miss Marzy's uncle, I suppose.
She may have. I'm not sure that I'm in the best situation to do anything for you, but hypothetically, if I could, I just feel like in a world where it has been so unkind to me, including after death, you are the only one who can see me. And if there's anything I can do for you, reputation, money-wise.
Oh, I
Just
have
say
all
the
the money
word.
that I need, but my reputation is always in question, apparently, with some people. Although, not to speak ill of the dead, there's one fewer of them.
Can I?
Oh, Colonel, sorry, I thought you were talking about my mother.
Can I make the offer to use Sir Grant's negative wretched tag to reveal that, to make Clement realize that Sir Grant smells very heavily of alcohol
Yes.
and looks a little rumpled, and maybe that's why Sir Grant missed the funeral?
I don't think you need to spend a token for that, right?
I was gonna
I
use-
feel like I had already kind of painted that scene.
Well, I thought, the reveal of the smelling the alcohol in your breath, would be negative between you. That's why I'd use your negative tag against you. It would have a negative effect
Well, maybe
on your relationship.
if I could
Maybe
add
there's
like
maybe vomiting
rip-
happens at this point.
yeah,
That's
maybe there's a
good.
little vomiting into the, but I think that like I'm offering to bolster your reputation, and it maybe I vomit right after saying that.
Fantastic.
And then it's like, I'm not quite sure you're the one.
I can support myself very well, and if need be, because I understand the situation that your family is in, you are, as a friend, always welcome to call upon me. And if by some chance that we formalized our relationship in some way, that would make things much easier for you. I think I've been engaged twice in the last week, so I'm not saying anything right now.
Mr. Stokes, are you proposing marriage?
I
to me?
absolutely am not. No, not
As
right.
I'm dabbing vomit up. Mr. Stokes.
As I'm dabbing vomit off.
Oh yeah. Oh, my breath, I can smell it myself.
After the incidents with Anna, was it? I don't remember. Mars. It's been a hell of a week.
Who's not good at names now?
When you've been engaged to as many people as I have, they all kind of run together.
I don't find that as funny as you do. Well, what are you saying?
I am saying that despite what others might say, I am a quite reliable friend. And you may call
So maybe we could be seen more in public together.
Yeah, of course, if that's what you wish.
I think it could certainly.
If you don't think it will besmirch your reputation or your family's.
Well, things have taken a turn recently with the money situation. But we do have our name.
Well, with my money in your name, I think we can make a proper go of it.
I'll go wash my face.
I'll lay out some clothes for you. You can't be walking around naked like that.
This has been in full nude.
The camera pulls back.
I had a tie on.
Oh God.
Fantastic. Any other thing you want to do?
Do we want to see Kier visiting the Viscount?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Real quick, I just wanted to. So earlier, when Peter used my stupid tag against me, that just immediately gets converted into a token that gets used right then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if
And
it's
then
compelling you, then you get a token.
Yeah. And then, because I also noticed that once a reputation tag has been successfully used to fix story, it's erased. So we don't need to keep them struck out. We just erase them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're always fun to look
Fine.
at.
It's fun to look at.
Well, the
Sure.
reason is because they don't count towards conditions anymore once you use them.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
And that math happens. Like we get rid of the used ones and then do the calculation. Get rid of the old ones, get new ones, and then look at how many we have for the.
And then I get a resolve token.
Yes.
Oh, see, this made it
so
sound
many.
like this made it sound like it happened immediately. That's why I was wondering because
Yeah. I think it works out either way. I think it's 6-1.
Anyway, so yeah, I took that away. Okay, cool,
Oh, wow, you have 5 resolve tokens.
cool.
Dang.
And do I have to be in a scene to use them?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
No.
good,
You can
good.
just
Get
be
ready.
like, I want this to happen.
I'm directing
Totally.
every other scene.
All right, so what this is? We said Kier and the Viscounts. Is that what we said?
Here in the Viscounts.
It's secured and or somehow or no, it wasn't Kieran it was Clement that was going to see the Viscount. But
Oh,
Kieran
okay,
seeing the
yeah.
Viscount would also be fun.
I will also.
Oh wait, Clement's going to go see the Viscount.
I'm gonna go see. Clement
I
is.
thought the whole point was I was
Oh no,
supposed to
Kier
get
has to go
Clement.
to the Viscount to get an
I have to
invitation.
get him an invitation to the Viscount
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
because that was the deal we made.
right. On
Sounds like
pain of certain death.
Yeah, I got to get an invitation or I'm in some trouble.
Yeah. What did I call it? Warrington House.
Warrington.
Which yeah, I was like, I'm always torn because like I know we're not supposed to. Our connections aren't supposed to have last names. We always end up giving them last
Oh,
names.
sorry, I just wrote that
That's
in.
fine.
It works.
Um,
Well, because it only says the whole purpose of that is so that you can figure out what their connection is later. But once we figure out what their connection is,
yeah, I was about to say once we have the connection, we can add the surname. So yeah, I wonder, could we do like paint the scene on Warrington House?
Yeah.
Like what is a detail about the estate that makes it feel like Kier doesn't belong? That makes Kier kind of out of place there, maybe?
The Viscount is a teetotaler. There is no alcohol or tobacco in the house. Or sugar or caffeine.
No.
No, he doesn't drink tea.
Keep him pure.
He's a no totaler. He's a
no
water
totaler.
totaler.
Oh no.
The breatharian.
I think there's like a sign to that effect, like the no totalers list of no's. And it's
You
like
go
no,
tea bags at the
no
door.
sugar, no.
I think there's
Oh.
also like a hall of family portraits where there's like the Viscount and his immediate family, but even like cousins and things. It's a very long hall with both and there's one conspicuously blank panel, and Kier's nowhere in that hallway. Weirdly, it's like,
Okay, he's also very into shaker furniture from the American Quakers because it's very like
Here.
minimalist, not
Oh,
comfortable.
Uncomfortable.
And so every piece of furniture is like not of the Regency era, but is like extremely American and uncomfortable.
Oh man.
The Litany of No.
I'm going to look at shaker furniture for a moment. Okay, yes.
I would presume I'm probably waiting in a receiving room or whatever for the Viscount to come meet me there. The servants have alerted him to my presence.
Mhm.
There's a Kier Rothwell here to see her and waiting in the receiving room.
And a servant comes by and brings you a plate that has a dry biscuit on it, and sets it down on the table.
Crystal goblet of water.
Dry biscuit and water, sir. And then off out of the room again. The clock
Okay.
ticking.
Don't coddle him.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I guess Peter is my uncle.
Yeah, I
Into the
think
room.
I think someone wheels the Viscount in.
Oh, he gets wheeled in. Oh, shit.
And
My dearest uncle. It's so wonderful to see you again.
I think he just immediately turns a bit red and says, "Which of you offered him a chair?" Oh man, funny backyard table. Yeah. So,
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry, Uncle. Shall I stand?
and yeah, I think he kind of nods and says, "I welcome you to the extent that consanguinity demands." God, he's the worst.
Trying
And he
to
picks
think
up the
now.
untouched dry biscuit and like puts it on a shelf.
The biscuit shelf.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
Mr.
come
Kier,
here,
Master
Uncle.
Kier, I trust you have been living under the same circumstances as ever you have.
Oh,
Oh, no.
well, I suppose it depends on exactly what circumstances you mean, Uncle. I do try to improve my lot in life daily, as I learned from you. You once, actually many times, have said, endeavor to be a better man tomorrow than you are today. And you've said many times that applies especially to me, more so than most.
Oh no. Oh,
And so I have been endeavoring to keep your voice in my head through all actions, dear uncle, and try to wake up a better man today than I was yesterday.
oh no. And then he has I suppose, shit-eating grin for a moment and says, "Then how shall we explain the incident at Colonel Woodhouse's funeral?"
Yeah.
Absolute worst.
That was merely a misunderstanding, Uncle. I did not know it was a funeral, and you see, I was quite surprised to find my fiancée, Marcy Denny, there. Oh, actually, I'm trying to
You're
say,
what?
no, yeah, I was trying to. How secret is that? I guess
I would love
I'll
it if you
spend
just
I'll spend a resolve token to make you blurt it out regardless.
All right, cool. There you go. Fair. Solves that problem of whether or not I would have said that.
and that it was secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think at this point, what is it, Lord James? What is it, Viscount's proper appellation? But James like spits out the like, oh, it's probably water with an adjective on it. Like his glass of stern water and is visibly choking for a while to the point of like, is this how he dies? Is this what we're seeing here? And only splutters out red-faced the words, "Your fiance."
Oh dear, I suppose the cat's out of the bag now. I didn't mean to. It's been a secret engagement, Uncle, because, well, her family does not rightly approve, and I've.
Oh, I think James kind of puts a hand up and says, "Please tell me no more for now. You shall stay for dinner and tell me all of this new connection that is going to set your feet on the right path." Warwick, come! I need wheeling.
Wonderful, dear uncle. How generous of you. Thank you.
Raw
Ever in
vegetables for
your debt.
dinner.
We shall get the fine vegetables this time.
Potatoes and
Unseasoned, as always.
Neeps and tatties.
Oh God, yeah. No spices. The litany of no's posted in the
No
main
spices.
hall.
That's part of the no totaler creed.
Yep.
No spices either.
no fruit.
Food was meant to be enjoyed in its natural state without being polluted with spices.
Oh no. Oh, James is
Room
the worst.
temperature
As
is
always.
good enough for a room.
Boiled.
You think you're better than the room boy?
All right, so I guess the intention is to resume that scene later at dinner.
Yeah, or just find out what happened.
Yeah. I think that was a good
Never
place to
close
leave
one.
off from that. Brief though it was. Just like James is now really invested in that marriage.
Good, because
The
I have
worst
Incorrigible
person is
gossip.
now
Now I've got a hook in him to get my invitation from Clement.
Oh
Anything else we want to do before we do reputation?
no. I'm okay with where we're at.
I eventually want to have a scene with Grant and Anastasia, maybe asking for money, but I think that might be able to wait.
Yeah, do that.
Let's wait for the later for that.
Okay, cool.
Let's do reputation.
Finale.
Okay, on to reputation phase. Assess character behavior against reputation criteria. So get rid of the ones that you used, I guess. Got so many positive tags.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gain a positive tag if I've not secured a invitation yet. Did I act in the service of duty or morality in the way they compromised? I didn't. Act in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so. Tolerating care feels like hardship, but I don't think it to the extent. I don't think I got a positive reputation tag. Negative. Yep, I did act in a uncouth manner, I suppose, by almost challenging someone to a duel. Negative tag for that would be what's the
Pugnacious, belligerent.
Belligerent. I love that one. Yeah, pugnacious is the best thing. Pugnacious. That means I keep my mind your own business tag.
I love that tag.
Others distrust me and continue to refuse participation in my schemes, but my positive tags, whenever I assure a character that a rumor is true, they will believe me.
I believe this rumor, but I'm not getting into this business with you.
I'm not coming close to you.
Cool. I think that's it for me.
Cool.
Convince the bunny day with a bunch of blueberries in case you want to see them.
Yay. Gain a positive tag if you made a sacrifice or denied your own desires to uphold the values of your place of origin. Negative tag if you added in a way that would shame your place of origin. Don't really have a strong place of origin vibe for this character, so those are out. I think of the standard ones, I think acted on a desire that compromised your morality. I think lying to Clement about how to work with the Viscount is not great. So I think that gets me a scheming back or
You're scheming back.
Yeah. More scheming, and I hold on to
Yes.
fracture. Or no, I'm fractured with Colonel Woodhouse, so
Permanently
Dead.
fractured now.
yeah. I might
Maybe
I don't know.
cursed.
Well, like my actions are offensive to someone of local importance, and they mean to make it known. Someone is appalled by your behavior and refuses to talk to you. I feel like I'm just gonna sit on this for a little bit and see if
Mhm.
things blow up with the Viscount.
Yeah.
That somehow comes back to hit me, in which case I'll update the tags or the conditions if that's okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, and I'll strike out the scheming thing. There we go. So,
Cheer.
yeah, that's it for me.
See, do I sacrifice or deny my own desires to please someone of higher rank? I think,
Yeah.
I think kind of, yeah, to a couple of both. I think I could apply to either Clement or my uncle,
Didn't
sort
bring
of.
a bottle of wine to the Viscounts, so
Get the
Sure,
cookie.
yeah. So for that I will we'll take and we determined it doesn't matter how many things, you only get one tag, right?
yeah, as long as you hit one, that's it.
So you can never get more than one tag per rumor phase? Okay.
Correct.
More than one. Well, okay.
More than one of each
Positive
kind,
then.
yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be I'm trying to please my uncle.
Sequius.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
Sequius. Like it. Negative if I presume to order, instruct, or make demand of someone of a higher rank. Or what else do I got? Acted in contravention of, I definitely acted in contravention of society's.
Oh
Like this-
geez, yeah.
acted on desire in a way that comprised my duty or morality. I mean, I was very inappropriate in a funeral for sure. I didn't really
Yeah.
order, instruct, or make a demand of Clement, but
Oh,
so I'm saying, I think my funeral behavior, I'm thinking uncouth.
yeah, uncouth works.
Cool.
And that is not struck through, and that is me.
Sir Grant, do you think you hit anything?
I don't know. I don't know if I hit anything. I just stayed in bed.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I missing the funeral
did
feels
miss the
like maybe I hurt my reputation, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe that's in contravention of society's conventions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
irresponsible.
Irresponsible. Is that me?
I don't know, but
Or whatever adjective you think
Yeah.
comes from missing the funeral.
Dilettante. Uh, a, a skipper. What do you call someone who misses school?
truant.
Truant. Yes, I'm truant. Strike through. It's so fun to strike them through, though.
Yeah.
Truant. Yeah,
Sure,
I'm just
when-
like absent from society and missing important things.
Yeah.
That'll be easy for us to lean on if you are planning to do an important thing.
Rumors. Everyone gets to
Oh,
create
yeah.
2
My
rumors.
favorite time. It's my favorite time.
So you can create or spread 2 rumors. And the only one that's not spread is Anna. I don't really care about Anna anymore.
And what is the, I forget,
Wow.
we go left to right, then right to left? Is that how the
Yeah,
rule
we can do
works?
that. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't think it super matters.
Cool. So that would start with Park.
Well, it doesn't matter because who gets a chance to spread what or whatnot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll start. I mean, Kier is an atheist.
Whoa.
Just right out of the gate.
Boom.
Yes.
Disregard for church, morality.
Wow.
Remind me, I can't remember, is there a rule, are rumors always about the main characters or can they be about connections as
I
well?
think they could be about anything. Yeah, it could be like, oh, the queen's a slut or whatever.
I've added the colonel did not die of natural causes. Clement committed murder.
Whoa.
Yeah. If no one else spreads that
I
one.
love that we just abandoned the no more Jane Austen tone.
We
I
held
can't.
on as long as we could.
I didn't.
Let
Fair.
me see.
But I wish I should know. Sorry.
Is an alien robot.
I'm gonna
Mind
say-
parasite.
Secret.
I'm just trying to figure out if they were not main characters though, how would we use them in this story? I was about to do a Viscount one, but I'm like, oh, does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we did.
Yay! All in favor. Yay.
We did. Ghosts have been seen frightening visitors in New Pemberley. We can use that one.
I think there's a rumor that the Viscount
Oh no.
has a secret liquor cabinet.
Oh shit!
Or maybe he had a problem in the past. Yeah.
And then Nick gets to do 2.
Oh yay. That's
Create and or spread.
Nick or
okay,
spread.
I'm definitely spreading. Oh man, there's so many good ones. This is the problem with being last though, is that you're like, these are all good. I'm spreading them all. I think I'm gonna spread atheist and liquor cabinet. Let me
Nice.
think. Yeah. I'm not feeling very creative, so I will just yes. I would yes everything.
Okay.
No
your
and.
Oh, yeah.
No
All right.
ands.
Then I
It's,
guess.
it's back to me. I will say that there's a rumor that Marzi has been placed on inactive duty because of how she keeps having to leave her ships.
Ooh,
Like goes off on a ship and then like, oh wait, I need to go back to land for something. And that's happened. They're
The
like,
Navy will only stand for so much of that.
perhaps you need to be inactive for a while. You seem to
Oh no.
feel the pull of land every time you get back on a ship.
You're not gonna get your sea legs.
I will just spread my own rumor.
Fair.
I will
Can do
spread the
that.
Marzi
It's a
rumor.
good one. I almost did that one.
Oh man.
Cool. That means the Anna rumor fades away.
Oh, which one? Anna. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
No longer interesting.
And then what happens with the rumor about the Diana? It's
That's
still
still
spread.
spread, so it's still
It stays
good.
spread. It doesn't fade.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, once the rumor is spread, it's available.
Oh wow. Okay. I thought it was like you have to keep respreading it to make it.
Refreshing it.
One thing we did not do during
Rumors need love.
one thing we didn't do during upkeep last time was look at the collaboration tab.
Oh sure.
Do we want to change the tone to farce from
Yeah.
convention?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's a farce now.
I feel like that's what we did. Great.
Okay, that I can do.
It's reputation, rumor, and scandal, and we will wrap it with the epistolary phase where we write letters.
Okay.
Who's got a letter?
Let's see. Well, this is probably not of much use, but I'm very sure that the Viscount writes a follow-up letter to Kier about, and it's just a list of behavioral advice pursuant to our conversation. Should you wish, oh no, it's all advice about
List of no's.
it's a list of no's romance edition.
Oh, jeez.
Lots
Or
of
maybe he-
stern commandments about how to win the heart of a woman by not doing bad things.
It's an addendum to no's specifically for Kier that hadn't been thought of before because
Oh,
Kier might
no.
need them.
Oh man, regulations written in blood. So yes, it is like again, and he's like, I am delighted beyond words to express how happy I am at your engagement to the most excellent Miss Marzi Denny. Of course, as you take your first trembling steps across the bridge of matrimony, certain advice must be followed to stay within the confines of decency and in her good graces. See to it that you do not curse or slander or practice intemperance with any of the following substances. And then there's like way too long of a list.
Wheat.
It's like both harder drugs that should be on there and things that don't belong on.
Laudanum.
Opium.
Laudanum. Unhusked wheat.
And of course,
Indian tea.
the 5 types of laudanum. It's like, what?
Improper dreams.
Chinese tea. It's like, I think my uncle's tea racist. English tea only.
Only tea grown in England. Yes.
Only tea grown in England.
Decaffeinated. If he doesn't do caffeine, then yeah, I guess that. Only chamomile.
Yes.
Just chamomile and lavender.
No lavender is too extravagant.
When he says tea, he literally goes outside, picks leaves just off whatever trees are around the manor and puts them in boiling water.
Mhm.
That's tea.
Avoid colors.
When using colors, be sure to use only the soothing and calming ones. Parenthesis, red, too exciting.
I think
Purple,
Kier
right out.
definitely writes an official letter to his uncle, trying to get this invitation for Clement, saying, dearest uncle, as we discussed at length at dinner. I've been trying very hard to follow your fine example and improve myself as a man and a gentleman and someone with the utmost impeccable reputation that may not be at all pecked. And as part of this journey, I sought out a young man named Clement Stokes. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Clement Stokes, who seemed to have
Stokes, pencils, and workhouses.
who's Clement Stokes, who seemed to have who I knew I had wronged in the past, in my days as
Few minutes.
a hedonist. And I found that Mr. Stokes has a line of orphanages, and I thought, what a noble calling. But I would like to help out at the Stokes orphanages, but he would have no part of it because of our sordid past, though I tried to tell him I was no longer that man. And I'm hoping that you, Uncle, could extend an invitation to Mr. Stokes so to speak on my behalf and perhaps make a small donation to his orphanages in the family name, for that will also look very favorable to have a plaque at his orphanages of how the Viscount of Warrington made a fine donation. It'll be good for the family name and good for my growth as a man to be the Warrington ambassador at these orphanages. If you could please extend an invitation to Clement Stokes fairly urgently, as he did not quite believe that I actually have connections with the Viscount of Warrington and has threatened my personal being if there is not proof of such within the next 24 hours. Your most dearestly humbled and always improving nephew, Keir Rothwell.
I would like to spend a resolve token to get a letter from the Viscount and see what he.
Okay, so the idea is Keir encouraged the Viscount to what was it? Invite and sponsor the workhouses.
To invite Clement to the manor to and make a donation to the orphanages in the Warrington name, also to plead my case of what a fine nephew he has, who would make a wonderful ambassador to the orphanages, you know.
And I think, yeah, you get a surprisingly positive letter from the Viscount. Clement does, who says, Mr. Stokes, I have heard tell of your collection of workhouses that are designed to keep children from the demon of idleness. I trust that you are sternly keeping them in line and productive for a better England and away from such temptations as drink, laudanum, and bread.
Yes, of course.
You shall come to Warrington House at such and such day, such and such time, for proper refreshment, or for proper nourishment and conversation about your efforts. I trust you not to be late and not to offend the sensibilities of the good name of Warrington House. Yours, etc. James Warrington, parenthesis, Viscount.
Fantastic. I don't know who I would write a letter to.
You address them as Lord.
So Grant, do you have any letters you want to write?
I am wondering about maybe writing a letter to Anastasia to ask for a bit of allowance. Just a temporary one.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it's like, dear Grunkle, Anastasia, as usual, everything you said has come to pass. And I fear my mother has left us both a bit out to dry. As I work on finding new streams of income, which I hope to be able to tell you news of soon, it may involve pencil fortunes, if you know what I mean. I could use a small allowance to get me through the end of the year. As someone who also loved a cad, you may I think that you may be sympathetic to my plight, and I promise that if it is always within my power, I will take care of you in return. Look forward to our visit soon. Your favorite nephew. It doesn't sign his name, just says your favorite
You know
nephew.
who I am.
He's the only child, I think. You know who I am.
I think I'm gonna write a letter from Anastasia.
Oh no.
Anastasia is unconventional, thinks Grant is a bit of a prude, eccentric, and was briefly engaged to Kier. I think Anastasia is gonna write a letter to Kier. Most of
Uh-oh.
the contents I will not detail.
Ooh, it's a lot of drawings.
Some drawings.
She's
a
an
lot
artist.
of, I hear you're back in town. You up? I know that our fling is in the past, but what's in the past can once again be made anew. And here's some details explicitly about how they can be made anew. If that is not enough to lure you in, I will remind you that your reputation does precede you, and I'm aware of many of your debts, and the if you need someone to fund your gallivanting, I could be convinced to do so with, and then another page of explicit details. Yep. Yeah, she's just saying, come get some from mommy, daddy.
Mommy, daddy.
Gonna take care of you.
Uncle, mommy, get it.
And you know what? I'm gonna spend my monologue token to see what Kier thinks about that.
Kier reads the letter, smiles. He's like, "Ooh, perhaps." Even though I found no parties here when I arrived, maybe there's a party to be had after all.
Definitely is.
However, I mean, I know there's no future there. We tried that before. I mean, certainly incompatible on any kind of long timeline, but doesn't mean we're incompatible on a short timeline.
You know what I mean?
However, that could. I really need to find myself a rich bride. That could damage my chances of that, but that's a tomorrow me problem. Off to Anastasia's.
I love that the letter was to himself.
that
was my inner monologue.
Inner monologue. I forgot it was an inner monologue. I thought he sent himself a letter.
No. That was his inner monologue while reading Anastasia's letter.
Yeah.
I have one more. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I just realized, hold on, come on. Because I realize now that Isabel's kind of a dead character for the most part, but I don't want her to be. She was
Hmm.
Philip's favorite aunt.
I wonder if
Um,
she's working on a memorial for him.
I kind of thought,
She's a social tactician.
yeah, yeah.
You can use it to
Some
her
sort
own
of reveal
advantage.
of how she's been pulling the strings all along.
Making a like museum in his honor and like making lots of money off of it.
Oh, okay. I know. I wanted. Here we go. For some reason, I don't know why. I felt a pull that she was writing a letter to Clement.
Hmm.
I was trying to figure out why, and I think now it's like, dearest Mr. Stokes, not sure if you remember me. I was Colonel Philip's favorite aunt, and he my favorite nephew. I always thought him. I'm sad that he never got to find the love I so feel he deserved in his life, but I know you two had a difficult and troubled relationship with, and I thought that perhaps, in a way, to put it all behind him in his grave and you in your, while still being alive. Well, I wonder if I might propose. I know I'm proposing. I'm trying to figure out why, what you would get out of this. Why would she possibly ask? I personally think that a wonderful name for your line of orphanages would be the Woodhouse Workhouse for orphaned children. It's got a wonderful alliteration. Woodhouse Workhouse. It sounds wonderful. This would show what an incredibly reputable man you are, to be able to put differences behind you like this and see the worth of a man like the Colonel. How wonderful people would see you, knowing that despite your differences, you let them die along with Colonel Woodhouse and honor him with this name on your orphanages. Please do consider this. And if you were to make this happen, you would be my favorite surrogate nephew in the Colonel's place. Dearly, sincerely, I hope this letter finds you well, Isabel. And I'm going to spend her resolve token to compel you to take that, because it would be, for a selfish, it would make you, it would make you look like ultimately really taking the high road. Like, look how
I know
fucking
there are
noble I
rumors
am.
about us our falling out. I assure you, it was all. Yep. Done.
And that'll help any rumors of a murder.
Would I name my orphanages after a man I murdered?
If I murdered him?
Any other letters?
That's my two.
I don't think I have anything else.
Oh wait, you compelled me, so I spent my monologue token, right?
I spent my
Oh wait,
monologue.
no, you spent
You
yours
do
too.
that.
That's right. I forget how this shit works.
Cool. If there's no more letters.
I think there is one more letter from
Aha.
Daniel,
I knew
Daniel
it.
to Clement, of just like another little sort of, anyway, if you have any opportunities for me in society here, I would appreciate your help.
Right.
You're doing great.
School thing. Have you ever considered managing a workhouse?
I think there's definitely like some scenes of Grant finding more letters and crying quite a bit.
Oh no.
Worst scavenger hunt ever. All right, if that's that, then that is the first half of the last cycle. So we'll do our last novel reputation epistolary phase next time. Wrap it up, and that'll be that. Let's go ahead and do stars and wishes. We'll go backwards, start with Nick.
Yeah, stars. I'm glad I got a good scene in there. Stars for thanks for catching me up. Yeah, I love this new character. Kier is the best. I love the uncle, that scene, just the I love that we've like still I feel like we've hit we found the tone that still works, like
Mhm.
making it farce, but like there's still that like tension that the game wants. So that feels really satisfying. It's not like, okay, we're just gonna be bonkers telenovela. Like there's this tension between I need something from my uncle, but we are very different. But it's
Mhm.
also a little absurd. Like that felt really like it hit the tone. Because I was just having so much trouble myself with the tone. And I'm working on it. Wishes. Yeah, wishes for a good wrap up. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks y'all sorry for being a little late and glad I could hop in.
Cool. You, Heath.
Yeah, I'm glad we got some Nick. Some Nick is better than no Nick. Yeah, so everybody's scenes were great. Everyone's ideas were great. I do love. Oh yeah, something Nick missed, but I think Nick missed it because I know Peter was like, "Oh, was that okay?" I'm like, "Was that okay?" It was awesome when he had a scene with. So after me and Clement had the kerfuffle, we're almost duel. Then Marzi and Clement has seen where Marzi was like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to duel him. He's a badass with a sword and a gun." And Clement was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's unparalleled in dueling. You don't want to go up against him." And then Peter was like, "Oh, I hope that was okay." I'm like, "Okay, I'm fucking awesome. What are you talking about?" Because I love that turn. You don't expect this little stupid moron we just met to like be a badass dueler. That was fun. And yeah, just all the suggestions. We had a lot of fun throwing resolve tokens around and making things happen. And felt like a lot happened. And I don't know. I'm glad I'm glad I'm glad I killed off the Colonel and brought in Kier. It was a fun twist. Wishes. I'm interested to see. I don't know how I feel about the change to farce, just because like the only thing I don't think lines up with us is farce says like, oh, there's no consequences outside of just the scene. Whatever happens in the scene, just haven't seen. There's no long-reaching consequences. And I feel like we do always think of long-reaching consequences and things set up
Disagree with that
things.
definition of farce as well. I don't think that is what farce is, but
No, me either. And that's why when we started the game, I said, let's do farce, because I was thinking of what you can eventually think of as farce.
Right.
And then I looked at that definition, I was like, oh, wait, no, that sucks. I definitely want consequences outside the scene.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be like, we do a scene and whatever happens, happens, and nothing matters outside of that scene.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that doesn't sound fun. But yeah, I mean, our way we'll do it. We'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's to see where everything goes, how it all wraps up. And
cool.
Yeah.
Peter, then.
Yeah, I'll reiterating others' points. I think like I think we all get a star for it. Feels like for a long time we were trying to suss out what this game wanted and like big fumble, and now we're just like, we're just gonna play this game with this tone and
whatever this is.
I don't know if it matches up with what the designs had in mind, but this is what we're doing, and I appreciate that sort of like collective, this is where we're going now. Stars for our new characters. It was that Uncle Humphrey is everything I had wanted, and here is just a wonderful wrecking ball that comes into the story. Let's see, wishes. Yeah, I do want to see how it all wraps up. yeah, and I want to think more about like how is this put together, and like, yeah, it's interesting. And any other stars? Or wishes? Yeah, I mean, I think a wish is that we have some number of resolve tokens left. I think we need to keep that in mind and just spend all of them gleefully
We got him.
in our last novel phase. Yeah, I think that's
Cool.
everything from me though.
Yeah.
Good work, y'all.
Yeah, this one was fun. Lots of good uncle action. That was good. Kier is super fun to bounce off of. Glad we got Mr. Grant in there. Yeah, glad everyone said. Yeah, just want to see how we wrap it all up. Or how this kind of story wraps up, I guess. Yeah, that's all I got. Anything else before we say goodbye?
I don't think that's it.
I do feel like even though Kier's stupid negative tag is gone, stupidity doesn't go
Yeah.
away.
Don't wash off. All right. Goodbye, the internet.